Hey boys and girls, how are you this week? Pastor Dave here. We're going to talk about memory verse. We don't have very many this week, but there's still a favorite bag of candy to be won for Julia, Jack, Emma, and McKenna. So we are going to spin the wheel. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Rolling around. Who's going to get it? Oh! McKenna, your favorite bag of candy. Let Pastor Dave know what your favorite bag of candy is, and we'll get the job done. Until next week, be ready for your memory verse. Welcome back, boys and girls. I know Brother Mark's supposed to be here today, but we had to switch weeks, so he'll be back next week, and he's going to tell you the bear story. He told me on Wednesday, got to tell bear story. Pastor Dave doesn't tell bear stories. So, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about a memory verse for the week. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13. Now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. So there's three, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. We're going to talk about charity today. What is charity? Charity is my love in action. It is me showing you that I love you. You can tell people all day that you love them. Great, wonderful, awesome. But if I never show you, it's really hard as a human for me to accept, understand the fact that you do love me. We're going to talk about three things. Gifts without charity mean nothing. What will your charity do? And then charity is forever. I'm not just doing charity for today. I'm doing charity for eternity. First thing in verses 1 through 3. My gifts mean nothing without the charity. Paul said in verse 1, if I could speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. In other words, Paul says this, if I'm trying to communicate to you and I do it wrongly, I'm like this. And I'm trying to talk over it and it's terrible and it's horrible. That's what it means. Any good I'm trying to say or the good I'm trying to do, if I don't have charity behind it, it sounds like I'm trying to do it through banging on that chair. It means absolutely nothing. Verse 2, Paul said, if I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mystery and all knowledge, though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains. Jesus said, if we had enough faith, we could say to that mountain over there, hey, you move over there, and it would do it. But Paul said, even if we had that faith, even if we could possess that, but we didn't have charity, once again, it doesn't profit anything. Verse 3, he said, if I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. In other words, if I sell everything I have, take all my money and give it to the poor, and Paul said, even if I give my body to be burned, I'm not signing up for that. I don't know about you, but I'm not signing up for it. If I do those things, and I don't have charity, it doesn't profit me anything anyway. I don't get anything from it. So what does charity do? Well, it edifies and it builds the other person up. Charity isn't for me. Charity is for you. Charity is directed at another individual, whether that's your mom or your dad, or your brothers and sisters, or just friends that you have. Charity is an outward. Verses 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 all say what charity will do. Charity will do a lot of things. Paul said that it suffers long. What is that? That is patient. That is willing to put up with something that's annoying. It is kind. That is considerate, thoughtful, helpful to other people. It envieth not. Charity is not jealous. You ever get jealous of maybe other people getting things or other people have different things than you? If you're charitable on the inside, you do not get envious because charity doesn't envy. It doesn't vaunt itself. What does that mean? Vaunting myself is bragging. Vaunting is boasting that I'm better than you at whatever it may be. That's an easy human thing to do. Why? Because I want to be better than you. I don't want you better than me. But if I'm like Jesus Christ and have charity, I won't vaunt myself. I won't brag. Next, he says it's not puffed up, which is very similar to the other one. Charity isn't prideful. Charity isn't concerned with self. It is not unseemly. In other words, it acts respectful. It won't bring shame. Charity, once again, is thinking of other people. It's not just thinking of myself. He says that that she seeketh not her own. In other words, she's not selfish, not easily provoked. You can't make her angry. Someone that's charitable isn't angry very easily. They thinks no evil. I think good things about you. If I'm a person of charity, I think good things about you. I don't think the thing that you said is just nasty towards me. I'm thinking good things. Rejoiceth not in iniquity. In other words, when you mess up, it doesn't make me happy. It bears all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, and endureth all things. It beareth all things, it puts up with a lot, it's supportive to other people, it believes that you have the right motive. Charity believes that. And then it hopes all things. There's an expectation with charity that I want you to do good things, and I want to see good things happen in your life, and that it endures all things. You know, Jesus Christ endured my beating and my suffering so that I could be free from my bondage of sin. And His expectation back to me is to be a person of charity and to endure some things. Charity, thirdly, is forever. Verses 8 through 13. At the end of the day, my whole life stacks up to eternity. One day I'm going to be in heaven. Paul said in verse 11, when I became a man, I put away childish things. Verse 12, he says this, for now we see through a glass darkly, but then, and then is eternity, then face to face. Now I know in part, but then eternity, then shall I know, even as also I am known. So all my charity that I'm doing is for eternity. One day, guys, it's going to make sense. That the things that we're doing now, the charity that's coming out of us now, will be because one day we're going to be in heaven with the most charitable person that ever walked on the face of the earth, and that's Jesus Christ. I'll leave you with this, and that's our memory verse for next week. Send me your videos. Let me know what it is, and then when Brother Mark does the video for the final week of May, we'll give you another bag of candy. 1 Corinthians 13:13, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. The greatest of these is me loving you and showing you that I love you. Thanks for being with us, kids. We hope you have a great evening. Don't give your parents fits. Be charitable to your parents. Love you guys. Hope to see you in Sunday school soon.